Okay, it's we're gonna say 6:50. We're gonna start the PPV meeting. We're a little late. It's supposed to be 6:30. Adjourn protection of person and property subcommittee town council meeting. Today is Wednesday, May 28, 2005. Supposed to be 6:30. It's 6:50. Call to order. Roll call. I guess I'm here. Council Ari excuse. Councilor Rivas.
Present.
Citizen members David Adams.
Present.
And citizen member Denise. No, I got the wrong paper. Sorry. Roland Rochelle.
He's excused, Counselor. He
Excused.
did send us an email saying he couldn't make it.
Okay. I'll take them out of here. We have a quorum. Agenda number 3, consider and accept the protection of personal and property subcommittee meeting of A, November 26, 2024, B, January 22, 2025, C, March 10, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Anybody have any change? So, all in favors? 3-0.
I'll just abstain from March 10th because I wasn't here.
Abstain. Okay. You too. I'm gonna vote for. Agenda number 4, review discuss the town manager appointment of Justin L. Royal.
Yes, sir.
As a permanent full-time police officer for the town of Southbridge, effective immediately based on the police chief recommendation pending successful completion of all medical and physical testing as required by human resource, civil service, and state ethic training. Entertain a motion to recommend to the town council for confirmation. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Chief?
Want me to start? You all right with it?
I'll defer to the chief.
Thank you.
Through you, Mr. Chair. Good evening. Mr. Ryle's here tonight, seated in the front row. He has been a police officer, a full-time post-certified police officer for 4 years now. Right now he works for another community in Massachusetts. He worked in another state, in the city of Woonsocket, which is very similar to our demographic and the issues we have. He lives one town away. He has a master's degree. He went through our entire process. It took us several months to get through the background phase, the physical fitness phase, psychological, medical. It took us a while to get here, but he can start almost immediately, highly trained, and I highly recommend him. And again, he's here tonight.
You like to say something?
Thank you for the opportunity, Chief. I appreciate it.
Councilor Jordan?
Chief, you don't have to go to the academy?
No, he's post-certified already. He went for the city of Woonsocket, which transfers to here. It's a reciprocal academy, same academy. So he's good to go.
All in favor? All in favor. Agenda 5,
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
review discuss the town manager appointment of Marley Pennant as a permanent full-time police officer for the town of Southbridge, effect immediately up successful completion of all medical and physical testing as required by human resource civil service, graduate from the police academy and state ethic training. Entertain a motion to recommend to the town council for confirmation.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, Tom?
I'll just say,
Lord.
she graduated from Anna Maria College. I was a police officer for the town of Paxton at Anna Maria. I never had any interaction, so I'm sure she was a good
If I could, through you, Mr. Chair, Mary's here tonight. She has a master's degree. She's an LPN, looking to change careers. We couldn't talk her out of it, but she wants to become a police officer. So she worked at hospitals, at urgent cares. She's bilingual. I highly recommend her. She'd do great in the community.
You didn't talk to her, no?
Wait for the fire department chief.
I'm done abstaining, saying it, you know, well, medical stuff is good, we may be able to get it.
Yeah. You lost one already, so see how it goes.
If I can just say one more thing about that. And then, Mr. Chair, it slipped my mind, I'm getting old. She'll be starting the academy before Mass July. We're looking at a Holyoke Academy, and she'll be on the ground here with us probably around Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's.
So,
It'll be our gift.
Yes.
That's
I
awesome.
thought I heard you say she was academy trained.
She is not.
No, she's not, okay.
Mr. Ryle is.
Okay.
Yep.
Anybody else have any? All in favor? 3-0.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Agenda number 6, review, discuss the town manager.
Stay safe.
Take care.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Stop by the fire station soon.
Trying to poach us there.
You should get your own,
Call them up.
you should get,
Yeah,
no, work hard on it.
okay. We're on it.
Agenda number 6, review, discuss the town manager appointment of Richard Bibo of Southbridge, Mass. As a special traffic constable based on the police chief recommendation for a 3-year term effective immediately through June 30, 2028, state attic in good standing. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council for confirmation.
So moved.
second.
Second.
I'll defer to the chief, however, the next several appointments are all to additional staff for traffic constables. I'm sure the chief's gonna say that, as you know, we have a lot of jobs out there, a lot of work that can't be filled, so additional individuals that can serve and are trained are welcome. I'll defer to any other comments the chief
Yeah.
has.
Chief.
Just, through you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Bebo, it's a little bit of a unique situation. We usually hire public safety, fire, police, dispatchers, corrections, retired police. Rick's worked for the community for more than 30 years, longer than me. He's got an impeccable service record. This man does everything we need him to do in our building, and he has for more than 30 years. I trust him implicitly. He has master keys to everything in the building, including my office. I can't think of anybody that is, I can more highly recommend as far as trust, doing the right thing, showing up, and doing exactly what we're asking him to do. So I highly recommend him.
Any council? Anybody else? All in favor? 3-0. Agenda number 7, review, discuss the town manager appointment of Matt Alex of Pasco, Rhode Island, as a special traffic constable based on the police chief recommendation for a 3-year term effective immediately through June 30, 2028, state attic in good standing. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council for confirmation.
So moved.
Second.
Chief,
Through you, Mr. Chase, currently, Alex is currently a firefighter EMT for the Southbridge Fire Department. Completed all the required training. Be a great asset to have him out in the streets in our community. He's highly trained, and I highly recommend him.
Constable.
Say, because all these guys wanna be really cops at the end of the day.
See, I left that part.
No, thank you.
Quick question, I'm gonna go in favor. Fontaine Road's gonna give up enough hours?
I hope so,
Thank you.
yeah. I hope so. That's a good question.
Chief, I got a question.
Yep.
He's still now in the fire department, active?
Right there.
Yes, he's standing there.
Because I heard we used to have one on, from Rhode Island left, or not, that's him? So he's still in town, or he left?
That's right there.
Because I thought one of them left, though, he was
No, so he currently resides in Rhode Island, but he works here full-time as a
Okay.
group two.
yeah, for some reason, I thought we have one, he used to live in Rhode Island, he quit Southbridge, moved back
No.
near home. Okay, thank you.
We had a firefighter that left that went to Providence, Rhode Island Fire Department.
Okay,
He
probably, yeah.
he went to Rhode Island,
Okay.
so, to work in Rhode Island.
Okay, that's what it is, Mike. Okay, thank you. All in favor? Thank you. Congratulations. Agenda number 8, review, discuss the town manager appointment of Jacob McDonald of Southbridge, Mass. A special traffic constable based on the police chief recommendation for a 3-year term effective immediately through June 30, 2028. State attic in good standing. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council for confirmation.
So moved.
Second.
Jake, another current firefighter, medic. He lives in our community, completed all the required training, and I highly recommend him.
Any, all in favor? 3-0. Agenda number 9, review, discuss the town manager appointment of Kevin Peugeot of Charlton, Mass. As a special traffic constable based on the police chief recommendation for a 3-year term effective immediately through June 30, 2028. State ethic in good standing. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council for confirmation.
So move.
Second.
Second. Chief.
Kevin retired as a sergeant, holding the rank of sergeant for the Worcester Police Department. Worked 35 years for the city of Worcester, impeccable service record. He's a U.S. Marine Corps vet.
Raw.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
Sound
He lives in a neighboring community, can be here at a moment's notice, and I highly recommend him.
Anybody?
I'm sure it'll shape up Gary as he's propped up
I
against the
can
wall
see that,
somewhere.
yeah, for sure.
All good? All in favor? 3-0. Agenda number 10, review, discuss the town manager appointment of Jacob Webb of Stafford Spring, Connecticut as a special traffic constable based on the police chief recommendation for a 3-year term effective immediately through June 30, 2028. State ethic in good standing. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council for confirmation.
So,
First and second, chief.
Mr. Webb, another current firefighter, EMT, he worked at our local hospital, completed all the required training. I highly recommend him. Be great to have him out in the street in the community.
You think you can talk more about fire department instead of police like you do?
Oh, I'm not as enthusiastic, you mean? Is that what you're saying? It's not, I don't know enough about the fire department.
Just say it on your line.
But
All
he's
in
a great
favor?
candidate.
Thank you. 3-0. Agenda number 11, review, discuss police department transfer request for 500 from account 001210-5110000, salary and wage, to account 001210-558200, prisoner maintenance. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So moved.
second.
Chief.
Through you, Mr. Chair, this again is all based on estimates that we do every fiscal year. This account, we start with $6,000, and right now we're down to almost zero. We have to get to June 30th. This is just feeding prisoners. And I don't know how many prisoners we're gonna have. We average about 2,000 a year, but sometimes it's more, sometimes a little bit less.
Anyone? Any, chief, you can't feed them with the money they have when you catch them?
You take their money.
Much, all in favor? Agenda number 12, review, discuss police department transfer request for 10,000 from account 001210-511000, salary and wage, to account 001210-524100, vehicle repair. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
Second.
If I could, through you, Mr. Chair, this account, we start with $10,000 for vehicle repairs. I can't predict. We had a car that was relatively new. It's like a year and a half or 2 years old. The rear end needs to be completely replaced. I know that's not gonna be $10,000, but we're gonna have other repairs, I'm certain, between now and June 30th. So this just covers us through the rest of the fiscal year for vehicle repairs.
Chief, year and a half, the warranty is out?
Yeah, it was too many miles. There was some issue with the warranty. Maybe it's a little bit older, but it wasn't good. Trust me. Maybe 2 years old. There's some issue.
Any? All in favor? 13, review and discuss police department transfer request for 150 from account 001210-511000, salary and wage, to account 001210-571000, mileage. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So moved.
Second.
Chief.
Through you, Mr. Chair, again, right now we have $35 in the account. This gets us through the end of the fiscal year, depending on tolls, mileage, things like that I can't predict for the next 30 days or so.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I just want to say, the only reason we have the ability, because I know the question will come up at town council from a possible council. The only reason we have money in that salary account is because we've had vacancies,
True.
2 vacancies for an extended period of time. So that's the only reason we have these monies available to make these transfers. Otherwise, they would have been dipping into either stabilization or something else.
That's why I don't question much. You have the money transfers.
Thank you, that was my question.
No, that's the only reason why.
And I usually mention at the beginning of the,
Thank you.
Mr. Manager.
All in favor? 14, review and discuss police department transfers request for $3,900 from account 001210-511000, salary and wage to account 001210-524300, repair, maintenance, building and ground. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So,
Second.
If I could, through you, Mr. Chair, when I took over 10 years ago as chief, we had a $20,000 fine that I inherited because our elevator wasn't working properly. So that will never happen again, and that's why these high costs for repairs. Last year, I had to do a transfer. Essentially, there's one company that does all the work. I personally think it's a monopoly, and whatever they come in and tell you it costs to fix, you have to pay it. So right now, we're operating on a temporary, whatever they would call, permit, but they have to come in and do these repairs and then give us this full certification. So that's what this transfer is for.
And you
Every
can-
single year, we have issues with the elevator, every year.
If I may, Mr. Chair, we're gonna have to take a look at this elevator because we're now up around 28 years now, I think, at the police
Yeah.
station. And when I was in
1997.
ASO, when we looked at it, 28 years. We just did an evaluation of the West Street School elevator, which you know we did a contract for that, to fix just the jack, and we have an estimated cost to modernize that. All these elevators are coming up to the end of life and have to really go through a modernization process. We had the library, which was probably constructed just about the same time as the police
Yeah,
department.
97-ish, yeah.
That we just did an evaluation of that we got an estimate for $340,000. So we really have to start looking at all these elevators and see where they're at and do evaluations of them to see where they're at at the end of life and come up with a comprehensive plan for elevator modernization. It's not cheap, but it's necessary to do, so, just so you know.
Town manager, I know if they keep maintaining, I mean, I used to work in Boston and certain college, they have like 100 years old elevators, still working good. I
They
mean,
do.
if
I'm
they keep
saying-
maintaining them and keep them up to date, do they need to be replaced completely?
The library one, we do have to be, because of the type of elevator it is, they don't make those parts anymore. I can give you the specifics on that, but we just did a whole evaluation. I have the whole report on that, modernization of that. But I think, to your point, we maintain them all year, we have service contracts and everything. I think the evaluation part will tell us where we're at the life of that elevator. Do we have to upgrade some major parts? Is it partial modernization, full modernization, and all that? The library is a full modernization, but we need to have these elevated. And we actually have engaged the services of a very good firm through our architect that's the expert. Anybody you talk to, they're experts in the state as far as elevators
Okay.
go.
Thank you. Anybody else?
just a quick question, but they are getting inspected regularly.
They do,
Every year.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the inspections don't kind of give you an evaluation?
We start to have major problems with the police department every year out of all the elevators right now. We had the major failure on West Street School, which was a jack that failed. The library, it works, but after so many cycles, it stops working, somebody can be in it, and they have to have the company come out and reset it to keep it running, so.
Is the police one accessible, like ADA accessible?
Yes.
Thank you.
All set?
I'll set.
All in favor? Thank you. 15, review, discuss recommendation of traffic commission to added rumble trips and signal in the 200 through 300 block of Worcester Street with all costs covered by the United Lanes Company. Entertain a motion, recommend approval to town council.
Moved.
Second.
That one,
That's,
chief.
So through you, Mr. Chair, this has been ongoing for a couple of years. I've been working with the United Lands. Traffic Commission took a vote to have this work done. It's at subcommittee now. I leave it in the hands of our elected officials. I would say as the chief, somebody's gonna be seriously injured over there at some point. we can run radar there all day long. Cars still speed. They don't stop for pedestrians. They ignore signage. They ignore flashing lights. We had a pedestrian get hit down there, I believe, within the last 6 months. Surprised it wasn't a lot worse than it ended up being. I would recommend putting this in. United Lens and the current president, Bill Lannon, has agreed to cover all the cost, to have strips put in, signage, saying rumble strips ahead and that type of thing. I got the idea from my daughter's college. It's a very heavily populated street. There's thousands of kids walking on that campus. It's a very busy street. They have strips, signs. It slows people down. You have no choice but to slow down. I just think it's a speed deterrent. And again, I leave it to the elected officials, but I recommend doing something. If not this, we have to do something before someone gets seriously injured over there. It's no cost to the town right now.
And I know we've talked about that multiple times
Yeah.
over at United Lens, and I know United Lens is willing to pay for all that. I was wondering if you got the rumble strips, which people just can fly over really quick and, get over it. I don't know how many there'd be throughout, if there's gonna be 3 or 4 different type of rumble strips spaced out.
Yes.
But what about, and I probably could have gone to you and talked to you before this, but what about those larger speed bumps? The elongated ones that are
Humps.
6
Yeah,
feet?
not bumps,
Yeah,
humps,
the
yeah.
humps. And I understand, I talked to Chief before about that. I don't think the fire department was favored because of the speed. The fact is, towns and states do this all the time, and somehow or another it seems to work. So I wonder if that would be something, because if they bottom out that, then,
I used to be on it, and really,
I'm wrong on it.
no, through you, Mr. Chair, I used to be against humps, the bumps, and rumble strips, but seeing things over the last 5 years, behaviors are not changing. I think it's our duty or obligation to take some kind of action. So I would say even the rumble strips, if they're spaced out correctly, they would work in that area. And if not, we can always revisit it, or if the council chooses to switch the work order to humps, we'll get a price on that, and United Lens will work with us. Either way, I'm not opposed to either one.
I appreciate
Just we need to do something.
funding that.
Yeah.
I appreciate funding, yeah.
Councilmember.
Yeah, I do think at least trying out the strips. I know that many residents, when I've talked to residents in that area, they're always talking about the speed there, and, maybe it's worth at least testing them out.
And if I could, Mr., we've had people where we've issued citations going 70 miles an hour at noontime. Like it's not a rare, it's crazy over there. So this is just to kind of see what happens. Take the proactive approach here and see what happens with it.
One more thing.
Councilor Senior.
Where I live, the chief, the traffic commission recommended putting in the speed humps. It has slowed down things. The issue that happens is that the hump versus a bump, the people in the neighborhood get to know that, and they fly over the hump because it's not as
It's high.
high. But the problem that I see with the humps, the rumble strip works. It really works. It slows the cars down, and they're all over the place. You're finding the cars are lower to the ground, so you're putting on one of those humps or a speed bump. The cars are bottoming out on the humps. And if you drop the humps down any lower, they're ineffective.
Right.
So I think using a rumble strip is much, much better. It's definitely gonna slow the cars down. And you go to UMass, up in Amherst.
That's where I got the idea from.
Yeah, you go up on Route 9, yeah, they are. So, thank you.
Just a quick question, how durable are they in the winter when the plows roll over?
I'm being told, because I asked, there's another community, Barry has something similar to this, and I asked that chief out in the DPW, he talked to them. There's no issues, and they're cut into the, you know better than me, you're construction.
Right.
They're cut into the asphalt and they last, there's never really any issue. In the Butch Jackson, I asked him about our community in that area, he said the same thing. He didn't see any issue with the plowing and the salting.
Let's move on to the council and get it done.
That's,
Dave, you have something else?
No, I'm all set. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
So, Chief, it's like the side of the highway, correct? When the car go on, they wake you up if you fall asleep?
on the highway, they're designed to wake you up so you don't go off the road. These are gonna be right in the middle of the road.
Correct.
So when you hit them, you are gonna know you hit something.
But you wake up, it's not like it's
Well,
gonna
you'll be up.
affect the vehicle.
I would think you're not gonna be able to travel at high rates of speed over those without doing damage to your car or causing an accident. Once you go over those one time, I think it will correct your behavior, because it seems to work everywhere else.
They have a certain deepness it's gonna be in the
I don't know
pavement.
the depth, but
Yes, I know Butch said that he could figure out how deep.
He would know that.
certain depth.
half-inch deep, 3/4 inch wide. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's the standard
And I
there.
do believe the plan is to have some strips flat,
Yes.
some strips.
Yeah,
So it's a
yeah,
gradual,
Okay.
It's not like all the way, it's
Yeah, yeah.
strip.
Yeah, no, I thought before I heard you're gonna do it, I thought you're gonna put like a bump, I wasn't gonna support that, to be honest
No,
with
it's
you.
just in
But
there.
yeah, I don't mind with that, yep, all in favors? Thank you.
thank you.
And just if I could, the last thing on traffic, if everybody takes note, we did put the right turn signals and left turn signals back. And adjusted so I'd like to thank the chief, Butch, Peter Preventure. Pete really coordinated that to get that done, so it was done.
Hopefully that will result in a lot
I
of
think, yes.
incidents there.
Accidents, yeah.
So thank you. That's it.
Chief, regarding what he said, I think we're still probably gonna keep our eyes on people crossing. Sometimes they don't pay attention. I know, but some people, they don't care.
Oh, I know,
I think that should be some,
it's 205, they're right in there.
you know, our residents warning, always good to wake them up, educate them, you know. Okay, thank you, Chief. 16, review and discuss confirmation of the town manager appointment of firefighter Colleen Matthew. Huh? Colin? Yeah. Colin Matthew to the rank of lieutenant with the fire department for an defined term effective immediately. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So,
Second.
That one.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to recommend Colin to the position of lieutenant in the fire department at this time. As we view the process as to the position of captain, this would make 4 lieutenants in the fire department right now, so each group would have an officer assigned to it. Colin did very well in the process when we did the assessment center and the promotional process for the lieutenant, and came in second. Very highly qualified candidate. Have full confidence in the fact that he's been serving as the interim lieutenant right now, acting lieutenant, and I highly recommend him. Full confidence in him to perform the duties. And I'll let the chief go through the rest of the information if you have any questions.
Chief?
So, good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. As Jack has mentioned here, that there was a process that was laid out. There was an assessment center. Just reportedly, from my perspective to Colin, Colin is a great employee. He came in 2018, boots on the ground, running, wanted to learn. He went to the academy. He already has his associate's degree in fire science. And he did very well in the assessment center. Bachelor's degree. But moving forward, since the retirement of Captain Matthew last year on April 27th, 2024, so we're about a little over a year ago, I put Colin in the role of an ex-officer. So when Captain Matthew was out, Colin would fill in and run the shift. So he had to manage 5 or 6 people at that time. And obviously, when the captain was there, the captain was able to bring him under his wing and get him all up to speed to run a shift someday. Then on January 23rd of this past year, Colin, captain, did his last shift. Colin was put in as the acting lieutenant on that group. So he has 6 members underneath him, and he's been working with that group ever since. Just a quick, like I said, he has a bachelor's degree. He's completed the majority of actually all the classes he needs to the rank of lieutenant. He's completed his firefighter 1 and 2, several ICS courses, fire instructor certification. I'll open it up to any questions that you may have, but I highly recommend Colin for this role. I'll be honest with you, he's very similar to Jeff Matthew, who we all very, very well know. He's kind, confident, very organized, just like Jeffrey was. And I think he's going to fill in quite well as a lieutenant.
I don't want to start up anything in here, but being drone certified puts you over the top here. So no,
He said they're drone.
they're drones.
You're talking to 5 drone.
I think they actually got it up once. I heard buzzing around.
So that's my report. Thank you.
Anything? Councilor Shenyang?
I was all on a retired firefighter and I hang around the station and with the guys in Collins, everything that's been said about him. I think he'll make a good lieutenant, and he's gonna be a good fit and potentially work even further up the chain of command as he evolves along it. So I would like to suggest that subcommittee support it and send it up to council for acceptance.
Okay, anybody else? All in favor? Congratulations.
Congrats.
17, review discussed a fire department transfer request of $35,000 from account 001220-511-000 salaries wage to account 00122051300 overtime. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So moved.
Second.
Uh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
1 second.
Overtime continues to be a challenge in the fire department. A lot of callbacks, a lot of individuals that we've sent to the full-time academy, vacancies to maintain minimum standard. We appreciate all the fire department does. They are a very busy department. We know that. We're well aware of that. I want to make that public. This town council, this town manager fully understands the trials and tribulations and the staffing, and we've worked hard over the number of years to increase the staffing levels at the fire department. We've said publicly that should they have more firefighters, yes, we all recognize that need. We will work together to strive for that need. Overtime is a challenge. I appreciate everything they do. We have a budget that we have to maintain. We're up at maximum tax levy, but I recommend that we approve this transfer so that we can get through the rest of the year with all the challenges that we have with the call volume that this fire department does on a daily basis. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject.
Okay, Chief, I'll let you speak.
I think, the town manager said pretty much everything, but the nuts and bolts of it right now, the overtime budget is down to about $6,000. By doing this, $35,000 will get us hopefully through it will get us through to the next 4.5 weeks. Our average payroll is about $14,000 the way we currently staff right now. So that this is calculating enough to get us to the end of the year.
Okay, Councilor Adam.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just making sure, because we got the transfer request form. You're all set for your salary for the rest of the year, no matter what, because there's nothing down here as far as how much is left in the account.
Oh, I apologize.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure.
No, Christine was on vacation. I meant to grab she was on vacation when these came through and when we prepared the budget. She sent them all up to us today. Yes, there is adequate funds. So I will have the appropriate paperwork signed in the town council's budget. But she has reviewed all these transfer requests. They are signed off with all the appropriate funds. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Thank you, Mr. Town Manager. I'm all set then.
Chief, is that included the calls we cover sometime, different time?
It's any recalls, first alarm, second alarms, it's anything overtime in town, going to the city with the ambulance, going to another town with fire truck, yeah.
One more question. Nobody's applying for a call firefighter?
At this time, no.
Do we put it out there, or we have department available for callmen, or because nobody speak about it? Town manager, can we put something on our website? We have a department called firefighters.
I will just work with the chief, and I do know that the chief and deputy chief are now working on a program in the schools to start recruiting, having students that are interested in firefighting, start building that back up. We had that conversation earlier today in my office with Dean as well about call firefighters and going forward. So something that we can certainly address.
Yeah, I'd like to see that back active, please. I'm gonna follow with you, chief, on that. I was called firefighter, and we was doing a lot of help for the full-time. I believe it was huge call firefighter department before. I don't see it anymore, so I hope you consider try to work on it back. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Just something quick on that. We did talk to a couple of students at the veterans event Memorial Day luncheon that were really excited about the program, and one student who came from Florida and is very excited to participate. So I do think that will yield some results for this. I'm just curious about, I'm just thinking back of our budget conversations. Did we put more money into the overtime?
Well, we
line
did
item?
increase the budget, but it's been a challenging year, to say the least, with
Right.
vacancies, recruiting new staff to make sure, new staff, two firefighter EMTs that just had the EMT that we have to send to the academy, so we've sent at least 6 this budget year,
Yes.
at least 6, which means they're not here for 10 weeks, which means we have to backfill those slots. So that's the challenge that we have. We have 3 ambulances out at the same time today, multiple calls at the same time. I do know that as town manager. I do listen to that radio 24/7. I am aware of what goes on in that fire department, and how busy they are, and the recalls, the multiple calls at similar times. So it's not being ignored by this town council, this town manager.
Yeah. And also, we have a lot of fires, actually in town, and we have increased residents as well, more residents.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of challenges.
You wanna
that
go
we
there?
have.
All in favor? 3-0. 18, review and discuss fire department transfer request of 5,000 from account 001220-530000 specialized service to account 001220-521000 electricity. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So moved.
Second.
Town manager.
Thank you. This one, we're gonna have to do the transfer at this point in time. We were hoping to hold off as long as we could for the electricity accounts in each individual budget. We have been working with a consultant to balance out our Schedule Z, as they call it, to balance out the credits that we have in major accounts. There's credits, huge credits that are in some accounts that have to be transferred, but it's a process that Emmer and the accounting office is working on. We're not gonna be able to accomplish all the, those balancing for the remainder of this fiscal year, so the chief had put this on our radar a while ago. We kept telling him to hold off until we could see if we could get this balance. And there was some disagreement with National Grid of when you could do these. They were saying you could only do it once, and that was it. Our consultant that we engaged, that did our natural gas, is expert in this, has worked with different municipalities, and we found out we can balance this at any time, but it's just the process of being able to get those credits established back into those. And then also we had a solar farm that we do generate net metering credits that was offline for a period of time, so they weren't issuing the credits that they normally would. That is now back on. So it's an unfortunate transfer. It's something that we're trying to, we have grouped all electricity now going forward for the next fiscal year into one town account, where we took it out of the individual town departments and managed it, and so it'll all be managed in the town hall. So we'll be able to have more flexibility as well as to manage those accounts. So that's something we've been working on.
Any questions? Anybody else question? All in favor? 3-0. 19, review discussed fire department transfer request of 9,000 from account 001220-585600 safety equipment to account 001220-527100 gear and uniform. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So moved.
Second.
This transfer is simply because we have new firefighters that are coming on board that need gear and equipment. We need to do this transfer to be able to equip them properly and with the gear that is necessary to perform their duties.
No grant for that?
I'll wait for any questions.
No grant for
No
that?
grant.
Oh,
that's
no
the
grant.
question.
So actually, yes, there is a grant for air pack. So while I have the floor, so thank you. As we know, this 58, 56, because obviously there may be questions at the council meeting. 58, 56 was developed many, many years ago, and is managed accordingly and appropriately This time around, with the approval and ongoing guidance from the town manager's office and myself, over the last few years, we halted any major upgrades or large overhauls to our self-contained breathing apparatus, which is the SCBA's. As you're aware, we've been working to replace our air packs and have gained your support in securing opera funds and capital accounts over the last couple of years. At one point, we were ready to move forward with placing the order. We had $100,000 secured from opera and 2 consecutive $100,000 capital accounts ready to go, so we had $300,000. At that point, when we were getting ready to pull the trigger, we'll say, there was a discussion with another town that was going for a grant, or three other towns that were going for a grant for SCBA to upgrade all of our packs all at once. So in discussions with the town manager and the other people that were involved with the grant, you guys have already heard it. We had to sign an agreement that we wanted to be in part of that grant. We've withheld using the $300,000 that we had. Capital still sits where it sits, but the opera funds were returned to the opera committee. Which brings us up to the 5856. This is a capital designated account historically used for air packs. Stepping back from upgrading our current air packs in anticipation of replacement, I've been extremely cautious about how funds are used within that account. It would not have made sense to invest in upgrades for equipment we plan to replace, so that's why we held off on that. Since 2018, we've hired 21 new full-time employees. A full set of structural gear costs approximately $5,000 and has a lifespan of 10 years. Our budget typically includes 6 new sets, which actually we do every year, budgeted 6 new sets per year. With the number of new hires we've seen over the last 2 years, as the town manager has said, we've actually had to do ordering more sets. We're taking the money from 5856. I've reduced the amount of, obviously we're not using it for air packs. We've reduced the amount of hose that we can purchase through that account. And really, I think we've done a really good job of managing, taking some money to get our firefighters additional firefighters that we've hired more gear to get them ready to go.
Thank you, Chief. Joe, good.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just, maybe you mentioned this or not, but your breathing apparatuses, are you still looking at doing a rotation of, as they come, are you looking at buying them all at one shot? So we talked about that.
There's a grant that we did with other communities.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting on the results of that grant. So and the capital plan, even though I have 200,000 sitting there, I talked to the chief, we're not gonna move that money right now until we absolutely know that we have the grant. And then we'll do whatever match that we have out of that, and then return the rest of the money.
So are they still about 10,000 apiece?
So, Mr. Chair, to answer that question is that, yes, previously we were gonna stagger our purchases
Yeah.
because of that as we're moving forward, but with the grant, we're gonna be in the same boat.
Okay.
From 2012, we bought 40 packs in 2012. Those are the ones we're trying to replace right now. So again, to answer your question, yeah, this will be a one-time, no stagger purchase. So in 12 or 14 years, 15 years, the next chief will possibly be asking for the same thing or grant money again.
Go ahead.
I'm just curious, what's left in that account after?
58, 56 was like,
Hold on. I got the, I apologize, I thought I had grabbed the file that I had.
In the meantime, he's looking, so the old equipment disposal, what do you do with the old equipment?
so at that point, we'll look at doing a surplus, keeping whatever we can to keep in service. We'll use it for training and things like that. So we'll do something with it. It is a grant, so it doesn't have to go back to the grant people. But we will evaluate that when we get the new ones.
Thank
There is money left, I can give you the exact, I can send you an email tomorrow.
Sure.
Or I'll send out the new sign.
Christine.
Yeah, thank you.
I have it updated for the meeting town council.
No, I'll have the signed forms as part of
Okay.
the packet as opposed to
Yeah.
these forms.
Thank you.
They came in late this afternoon, I was in multiple meetings to,
Hold on one second.
Any other questions?
you have.
Guys, he's delaying you, not me, so it's on him now.
There's $11,000 in there right now, according to but we have items purchased, like hose and nozzles and things like that. in the budget to be used up.
No drones though, right?
No drones.
Where's Councilor Martini? Et cetera.
Et cetera, et cetera.
All in favor? I'm helping around.
No,
20, review discussed a fire department transfer request of 800 from account 001-220-558700, parts and access, non-vehicle to account 001-220-543000, maintenance improvement of building. Entertain a motion to recommend approval to the town council.
So moved.
Second.
All right, town manager.
So through the chair, thank you. This one is actually to make sure that we've had some repairs needed to be done on the bay doors. So this was part of the purchase of paying for that invoice, along with hopefully nothing else breaks, although we had a window break today, so that's just another whole conversation. But no, this will get us through the rest of the year.
It's chief, is that repair on the door just tearing wear, the age, or happened?
We had a little incident with one of our engines,
Okay.
and it damaged the door, so we had to get that
No
repaired.
insurance will cover that, or
At
we
this
don't wanna
point,
go after that insurance?
The repair is not, but the vehicle, yes.
The vehicle repair will be covered.
Any questions? No? 21, review and discuss, fire,
Just take a vote, I don't think you should vote.
yeah, all in favor? I put 3-0, so.
That was the vote.
21, review and discuss a fire department transfers request of 200 from account 001-220-550200, chemical and lab supply to account, chemical and lab supply to account 001-220-545000, janitorial and housekeeping. Entertain a motion to recommend the town council for approval.
So moved.
So, second.
Please next time say bleach and Brenda work.
If that's what you want to put, I'll put that.
And just so you know, there's $312.69 in that account, okay?
That whole steady.
Town manager, chief, who wanna speak on behalf of that?
So this is just janitorial supplies. It gets us toilet bowl cleaner, paper towels, toilet paper. We do buy our paper towels and toilet paper through the school department, and we had to do a bulk purchase in May because they weren't going to do anything in June at all. So we had a big bulk purchase to get through the rest of the year. So this will replenish that account to get us through the rest.
Okay.
The reason they did the bulk purchase in May is because we told all departments that whatever purchases that they need to make, it needed to be done in May, unless it was unanticipated cost section.
Any question? No. All in favor? 22, review discussed a fire department transfer request of 2,500 from account 001-220-525100, repair maintenance equipment to account 001-220-550000, health supply. Entertain a motion to recommend to the town council for approval.
So moved.
Second.
This is health. It's not health and beauty supplies. It's health supplies for the ambulance. Obviously, we do more calls. We use more supplies. This will definitely get us. Well, I can't say definitely, but this should get us to the end of the fiscal year because supplies are in demand as we do more calls.
And there's a balance of $3,428.73.
Any question? Any question? All in favor? Thank you. 23, review, discuss declaring the mobile decontamination unit, MDU trailer from the fire department as surplus equipment and allow the town manager to dispose of the item per the town policy procedure of the disposition of surplus equipment. Entertain a motion to the town council approval disposition as outlined.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
I included the memo from the chief in there. As you can see, there was structural fire coats and structural fire pants in that memo. We did not include those as surplus because now they're gonna be used for the program with the students at the school. So that's why those weren't included. This unit is the one that is down at the DPW that's been there for a long period of time. I had already sent out a memo to everybody in town asking them if they were interested in that. No other department expressed interest about whether they want to do, to use it. So now we will declare it as surplus and dispose of it properly. There may be another unit within the fire service that would like to use it. This was received on a grant, so we didn't pay for it. So I would welcome to give it to another, because we didn't use any town funds to purchase it. It was received by a town for a grant. So I think it would be right to maybe offer it to another tech rescue or whatever unit for them to rehab and do whatever they need to. And then I'll let the chief explain anything further.
So the short version is that I was notified on November 4th, 2024, that the vehicle, regardless of the equipment inside, if there was broken parts and pieces to that were inside that unit, which they were, there's big tents that are in there, and those parts are no longer available. And there was some equipment that needed to be replaced. The state basically said, do whatever you want with the equipment inside, throw it away, give it away, because all that equipment did come from the Homeland Group. The unit itself is pretty secure. It does have some mice holes, but like the town manager said, none of the other departments in town wanted to take this on. It was done by email. I do have, as he also said, the district tech team is looking, or has made an interest in taking on this vehicle. If we move this over and transfer it to them, it will take it off the insurance rolls. Although I don't think a trailer is all that much. We're in a group funding anyways in that particular place. So I highly recommend that we declare it surplus and we can get rid of it, get it out of the DPW lot.
So, go ahead, I'll let you know.
So, Chief, try Epic, right? Are they still around?
That's a trailer.
But I understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is maybe for them, because I know they keep a lot of the stuff in that back room of the community center, where they can put some of this stuff in there, make up some more room right there.
So to answer this question, so TriEpic has a unit. The TriEpic group works with Harrington. Obviously, a good majority of the people from TriEpic are from our Harrington employees. So to replace this unit a few years ago, because this unit's actually been out of service for about 4 or 5 years, they actually went out and bought a smaller version of a decontamination system at Harrington. And TriEpic does not want this trailer at
I
all.
don't want to.
Yeah. Councilor Senior.
To chair, to the town manager and the chief. Wasn't there a request from the recreation or the people that use Charles Street School to get that if it wasn't being used for storage with the like pickleball and that kind of stuff that goes on over there?
They did request it, but they secured another one already. It's already up there. It's already painted. They're all set. They're all set. We already asked them. They're all set. They have a trailer up there.
What's that?
And by the way, for the councilors, the event on Saturday has been changed to Sunday.
What's that?
For pickleball grand opening, 9 a.m.
So that means it's gonna go in a surplus auction again, or you guys?
Well, we have another fire, District 7 would like express interest. If they're interested, we would transfer it to them. Otherwise, then it would go in the auction.
Correct.
But we didn't pay for it, so
Oh.
the policy is we can make it available to another governmental unit. So we would, they're not making profit off it, they're not gonna
Yeah.
sell it, so we would transfer it to another.
So that's why it was a hold and didn't go through the auction last time? That's why you
Correct,
guys
yeah.
put hold on it? Okay. All in favor? 24, adjourn?
Let's adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.